I've never been depressed. I've never been of the mindset to even consider taking my own life. And I don't consider myself to be knowledgeable on it or speak from experience. That being said, the day that this video is published is 1 month since my 17-year-old cousin took his own life. It was my mum's sister's son's son. And so I speak from that side of things. I speak from the side of the family that's left, and from the point of view of the devastation that it leaves. You know, that family will never be the same again. It was the middle son of 3. But they've got to cope with their new reality. And was a great kid. But there needs to be a honest discussion that it needs to become more recognisable as a masculine trait and not something to be afraid of, to ask for help, to say those words, I'm having trouble and I need help. I found out a very scary statistic. I was speaking to somebody who I work with, who his old friend of his committed suicide. And he was telling me that 80% of people who commit suicide, they have scratches on their neck where they've tried to get free. People who have cut themselves have tried to stop the bleeding. You know, 80% of people, once it starts happening, regret it. Another statistic was that the majority of people who look to commit suicide aren't looking to kill themselves. They just want the situation to stop. And the depressing thing is that the family of this young boy would have done anything for him. And he knew that. He wrote on his leg, I know my family love me, but they can't help me. And that's the unfathomable thing from my position, is because he must have felt so alone. But his family, I can tell you, I know, obviously, they're part of my family. It still seems weird that his parents and his brothers, his grandparents, his cousins, us, would have done anything for that kid. So while the words are hard to say, if there's anybody out there considering it, please at least talk to somebody. And if you think that this act is going to make the life of the people you leave behind better, believe me when I tell you, it doesn't. If there's even a bit of you that thinks they'll be better off without me, they will not. They will miss you until their last breath. They will question why until their last breath. You know, the mother has gone from planning an 18th birthday party to planning a funeral. So please talk to somebody. It needs to be a lot more recognised and it needs to be much more accepted that men who suffer with depression more and suicide more can talk to somebody. I've left a phone number in the description down below and details of a website where you can find a phone number to be able to speak to somebody. But even if you have to, please pull a friend aside, pull a family member and say, sit them down. And it's difficult, but please say those words. I'm having trouble. I need some help.